So I'm starting to prep my face with Tatcha the Essence. This is a very nice toner that I use every morning and evening. Next I'm mixing a little bit of Drunk Elephant Seafoam Day Serum with Tatcha the Silk Cream. I'm taking my favorite sunscreen, the Neutrogena Dry Touch Sunscreen. I'm taking my favorite foundation at the moment, Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation in the shades 290 and 310. I don't know if my shade is 300, but then I have these two colors, and 290 is a little bit too light and 310 is a little bit too dark. But when I mix these two together, that gives me the perfect shade that matches my entire body. So I'm just applying this all over my face with these Real Techniques. Actually, it's a sculpting brush, but I really love this brush for foundation. So once the foundation is completely blended, I like to take my concealer, which is a Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer for today, and the shade is Toasted Almond. With this concealer, I actually like to take very little product because it's quite pigmented and a little bit goes a long way. You can apply this concealer with a beauty blender, a damp beauty blender, but I like to use my fingertip because it helps melt the product very easy and fast, and this concealer is very fast drying, just like the MAC Pro Longwear concealer, but a lot better. It's like a more improved version of the MAC Pro Longwear concealer. And because I have dry skin, I'm not going to bake my under eyes. If you have oily skin, or even if you have normal skin, you can go ahead with your baking, but with this concealer, if you have dry skin, you absolutely don't have to bake your under eyes. Even though I'm not baking, I like to keep my concealer shine free and keep it set for the whole day. So for that, I'm going to use this new palette, Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked, and I'm going to use these first two shades and apply this under my eyes just to set the concealer. And then I would also apply the same colors all over my face, very lightly though, just to like keep the foundation and everything on place and keep it shine free. And now I'm taking this bronzing shade, which is a third color on this palette, and applying this where I would usually bronze my face, and I'm applying this on my jaw, chin and forehead just to give it a little bit more dimension. Next I'm taking this blush color, which is the fourth color in this palette, and applying this right on the apples of my cheeks. So next I'm taking the fifth color from this palette and then dragging it up and out towards the bronzing we did on the cheeks from the apples of my cheeks. And then I also like to take whatever's left on the brush and just brush it over lightly on top of the brows, and then a little bit on the nose and a little bit on the chin. And now I'm taking the last color of this palette, which is like a champagne strobe, and applying this on the high points of my cheeks to give that extra strobe effect. And I'm also taking this down the center of my nose and also on the cupid's bow. For my brows, I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Lift in the shade Brook S. And first I just brushed up the brow hairs and then just filling in whatever gaps I have. I'm not really after a brows on fleek look. As always, I just want a very natural look. For my eyes, I'm going with the Narcissus Loaded palette, and I'm taking that shade and applying this on the crease first and then bringing it down as a wash of color all over my lid. I usually don't wear eyeshadow primer on myself because usually eyeshadows stay quite okay on myself unless I go for like I don't know, a very long day. I wouldn't really necessarily use an eyeshadow primer for every day. Then I'm going with this dark brown matte shade and applying this starting with the lash line and upwards, just blending it up towards the crease, creating a very soft cut crease, and also blending it really well, and then just elongating it a tiny bit towards the outer corner. Now I'm taking that chocolate brown shimmer shade and applying this with a shader brush just on the first half of the lid from the inner corner towards the middle of the lid. Now I'm taking this beautiful antique gold shade, and with the same shader brush I'm just applying this right on the middle of the lid and then just pat it around to blend it seamlessly with the chocolate brown and the dark brown shade we applied earlier. Lastly, I'm taking this beautiful pale gold shade and applying this with my finger right on the center of the lid, just one tap, and then just blend it with a shader brush. For my line, I'm using the Bobbi Brown gel liner in black, and then I'm going to draw a very thin line. I don't want a very prominent line because I am going to be wearing a very loud lip color, so I want to keep the eye makeup a little bit subtle. I know it's not very subtle, so I'm going to keep it as thin as possible so it's not very noticeable. For my mascara, I'm using the Hypnose Volume Apporting Mascara from Lancome. It's one of my favorite mascaras. And I'm applying this on the upper and lower lashes as much as I can. I usually go for like 2-3 coats of this mascara, so it gives very beautiful, voluminous lashes. And then this is the complete look, you guys. Off the camera, I put this bindi, and then on my lips, I put MAC Dance With Me Retro Matte Liquid Lipstick. For my under eyes, I used the Almond Kajal eyeliner from Spa Salon, and then off you go. I was ready for my wedding today. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys very soon. Bye.